We're starting face down, child's pose or pranam. Bring your head to rest on the earth. So you could bring in cushions, a bolster, or blocks, or even just rest the head on the hands. If it's comfortable to bring the forehead right down to the earth, go for it. And take a moment just to soften into the support of the ground. Notice the sensations in the body. Notice the coming and going of the breath. Take one more breath just here and let it slow down. Then we're going to come up onto our hands and knees. Hands shoulder width apart, spread your fingers wide and just begin to circle your hips. So coming to your breath, let the hips move around in a slow, big circle. Breathing in slowly. Follow the breath all the way out and just keep the movement going around in that same direction. And then as the breath comes in again, let's change direction. Let the flow come the other way. So this movement on all fours really eases out the lower back. Find it kind of warms up the hands too, because we'll be taking a little bit of weight into the hands. So as you're moving forwards in the circle, really spread the fingers, press them into the earth, give the wrists a little bit of a stretch. And then when you're ready, we will switch this to cat and cow. Breathing in, lifting the head, lifting the tailbone, and then breathing out round the back. Press through the hands, but also press through the front of your feet, pushing into the earth. As you breathe into cow, curl your toes under, giving the toes a little stretch the other direction. And then point the toes back, breathing out, push on the feet, navel into the spine. Once again, curling the toes in cow. And this time as we round into cat, push on the feet. And if you can so much, lift your knees, just a fraction. And let's do this a couple of times. So toes curl under, big breath in, cow pose. And then rounding the back, point the toes back, cat pose, push on the feet, float the knees off the earth. One more time with your breath. Knees come down, we lift the heart, lift the head one more time. Curl the toes under. Now keep your toes curled under and ease your hips back towards your heels. Now, if this is a bit too strong for your feet, you can keep your hips up a bit higher. Just giving the feet that little bit of a stretch. We're going to take our weight all the way back. So either stand on your knees or if you can, keep your hips down against the heels. And then bring the left hand out in front of you, fingers pointing down, and give a little press with the right hand so that you're giving the wrist a little counter stretch. That's it. And then the other, you're pointing the fingers down, pressing on the back of the hand. If the feet are screaming at you now, just lift your hips up. So you're standing on the knees instead. Okay, one more breath. And then release it out, just circle the hands. Good, now bring your hands back down to the ground. Point your toes back, front of the feet on the earth. Could you sit back on your heels or go as low as you can? And if that's fine, walk back a bit with your hands, bring your hands to your legs, sit tall through the spine. And then let's just see about leaning back a little bit. So you could be here, you could have your hands on the ground behind you for support, or maybe you want to keep those knees down. Don't overdo it. Now back down, hands forwards. Curl your toes under, breathe in, lift the heart and the head. This time as we breathe out, gather the navel into the spine, flatten out your back, strong core. Take another breath in and push through the feet to hover your knees. Breathe out, hold it here. I'm calling this tabletop plank. I don't know what it's really called, but it's a really good way to access that core strength, the alignment through the spine. Take a breath in, and on your out breath, tap your right elbow with your right knee. Breathe in, bring the foot back, and then left leg. If this is a bit too much, don't bother moving the legs. Let's go a couple more times. Exhale. As you exhale, the knee is moving in. One more each side. Maybe you're just holding it. Focus on the breath. Good, then hips up and back. Downward dog. Little stretch through the hips up and back to the sky. Long breath out. Drop down to the knees again. Bring the hands forwards a little bit. Crawl up your mat because I want you to have a bit of space behind you. Curl your toes under. Breathe out. Navel into the spine. Hover your knees. Now, breathe in. Take one leg back as you would for plank. Breathe here. Feel that core strength, that alignment still. And take the other leg back. Take a breath in. Breathe out and lower right down. Let the hands come back. Let them float back and rise in locust. Breathe in. Be here. Breathe out. One more breath. Long breath out. Now bring the hands down, ready for cobra or upward dog, or simply stay right here, okay? So next inhale, you choose where you're gonna go, and then lift up and back, downward dog. Walk your feet up your mat slowly. I'm gonna get to the top of the mat, and if you've got a couple of blocks, bring them in alongside the feet. Let's breathe in. Lift the heart, lift the head. You can even stack the blocks high. Breathe out and bow. Bend the knees, folding in over the legs here. Soften. So uttanasana with a nice deep bend in your knees. Try even a little bit more of a bend. What does that feel like? Does that give you a bit more of a release through the upper back and the neck? Take the hands around behind you, interlace your fingers, just having the hands against your sacrum. So still this forward bend, no stress at all. Drop your head. Now for one breath, try lifting the hands up off the back towards your ceiling. And as you breathe out, just go a little bit further with that. And let the hands come down. Breathe in, chair pose. Sit deep, lift the arms to the sky. Breathe out, press the palms down, push back. Pass the hips to the space behind. Sit a bit deeper, palms face each other, we lift. Breathe out, press. Drawing the lower belly in, keep the legs strong. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good, now lifting the hands, inhale, this exhale is going to take us up. Open the arms wide and gather the hands back to the heart. Breathe in, draw in through the lower belly, lift through the heart, crown of the head to the sky. Take a breath in, lift the arms up the midline, reach tall, and then dive in, arms wide, lift the heart. Bow forwards, right down. Hands to the blocks here if you're using them. Inhale and step your left foot back, way, way back. Let the knee come down. Let the chest and head lift. Then exhale, step forward again, up to the top. And bow down. So long breath, right leg steps back. Inhale, knee to the earth, gently, hips down, heart and head up. Exhale, step up, and bow. And keep this going side to side with your breath. The inhale takes the leg back, the knee down, the heart, the head up. Exhale slowly to the top and bow down. So find your rhythm. Slower the better. Keep alternating the legs. One more time each side. You might find that you can go a little bit deeper with the hips. And take your time to finish each breath completely so you have the time to really feel into the very edges of each pose. We'll come to our forward bend and we'll stay. Take another breath just here. And just move the block slightly out of your way. And as you breathe in, step on back into plank pose. And as you breathe out, just line it up. Feel the four corners of plank, the strength in the core. Now as you breathe in, shift the heels to the left, right hand to the sky for side plank. If you find the side plank is too strong, put the left knee down on the ground. Come back to the center, set up plank again. Breathe in, shift to side plank the other side. So just swivel the heels, let the hand rise. Good. One foot in front of the other. Then bring it back and lower it down. Rise in locust. Hands floating back, legs lifting and lengthening. And hands to the earth. You can stay right here. Or let it rise to cobra. Or even upward dog. Then let's draw it on back for a moment. Child's pose. Knees apart, big toes together. Drop everything into the earth. Let go of the tension in your face, your neck, your head. Stretch the arms out long ahead of you. Then rise onto the hands and knees and back into downward dog. Bring the feet together. Breathe in and let the right leg rise up. Go up a little bit on the left toes if you can. Then gather that right knee in and touch the right elbow or the upper arm if you can. Shoulders forwards. Then back up to the sky. Breathe in. Knee to your nose. Breathe out. Lots of height. Back to the sky. Breathe in. Now step it through. So use that very same action. Lots of height. Then bring it up. Now, you might get your couple of blocks again here. You can if you want. I like it. Breathe in. And as we breathe out, just go into this higher lunge, 4 directions of it. Take another breath in. And on our out breath, draw the back leg in, your knee to your nose, curl small. Now step back, way back. Inhale, hands up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to stand up, pull the hands down and bring the back knee up into the body. Back to our crescent pose. Inhale, step back and let it float up. And then hands down, exhale and curl small. I know that the balance is really hard with this, but we'll just stay with it. Okay, we'll get it. Breathe in. Crescent pose to the sky. Step forwards, breathe out. Hands come down, knee comes up. Step back, breathe in. Breathe out, small, curl in. Last time with this, really small, get low. Back to crescent pose, breathe in. And then step up, breathe out. Now get your balance. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, put the right hand on that front leg. Breathe in and twist a little bit to the left. Turn the shoulders, reach the left hand back if you can. Breathe in, breathe out. Back to the middle. Breathe in. Stand tall, arms by your sides, breathe out. Step it back. Breathe in. Crescent pose. Hands to the sky. Now hands in prayer, shift to Skandasana. Come forwards, then left. Turn the feet out, bend the left knee. Ease into that left leg. Good. Now back around to the top of the mat. Breathe in to your lunge. Breathe out. High lunge. Left hand firm on the floor now. Spin all the toes to the right and reach the right hand around behind you. Then come back to your lunge. You're going to breathe in. Step back into plank. Breathe out. Find your four corners here. Breathe in. Shift heels to the left. Right hand to the sky. Breathe out. Come back to the middle. Breathe in. Other side. Side plank with the left hand rising. Breathe out. Bring it back. Lower it down. Rising in locust. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands to the earth. Stay there or rise up. Inhale. And back. Downward dog. Exhale. Now go to your breath. You could come to child's pose if you like, or stay with that downward dog. Slow down the breath. Let's come to downward dog if we're not there already. And let's bring the feet together. Now breathe in and lift the left leg high. Go up on the right toes. Bring the knee to the left elbow or upper arm if possible, shoulders forwards. Good. Back up to the sky. Breathe in. Knee to the nose. Breathe out. Lift the heel high, that left heel, into the back of the leg. Back to the sky. Breathe in. Use all of that action now to step the foot forwards. Bring in a couple of blocks if you're using them and settle into your lunge. Good. Take another breath in, and then the out breath curls us small. Back knee into the nose, crouch down. Step it way back, hands to the sky if you can, crescent pose. Inhale. And now we step up. Exhale. Step back, crescent pose. Inhale. Now small, hands down, knee to the nose. Exhale. Way back, hands to the sky. Breathe in. Step up, breathe out. Find that balance, knee to the body. Back again. Inhale. One last round. Hands down, knee comes in, curl small. Step back, big breath in, expanding, crescent pose. Step up, breathe out. Get your balance here. Breathe in. Breathe out, left hand to that knee, opposite hand. We'll reach the right hand back behind as we twist to the right. Find the breath. Breathe out. Bring it back to the middle on an inhale and stand tall. Arms by your sides. Exhale, knee up. Really tall. Now step back, crescent pose. So inhale, hands to the sky. Now hands in prayer, Skandasana, lean in, shift the feet, bend the right knee. Back to the top of the mat, with or without your blocks, into a lunge. Then spin, toes to the left, hand to the left, open, twist around. So good for the hip. Bring it back into our lunge. Now, inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, find your four corners, your core strength. Heels to the right. Inhale, lift, left hand to the sky, side plank, hips forwards and up. Back to plank, exhale. Other side. Inhale, bring more height to the hips, bring them in line between the shoulders and heels. Hand down, whole body down. Locust. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, pull up your back bend and back. Downward dog or child's pose. Breathe here. Just the last couple of breaths right here. One more. A little yes and no with your head if you're in downward dog. Let go through the neck. Feel the whole face relax. Walk your hands down your mat towards you. Come to your feet. Weight in your feet. Slide the hands to the shins. Breathe in. Look ahead. As we breathe out, bend the knees. Fold the body down. Link the fingers behind you. You could stay here, or you could grab a strap either. We'll try lifting, hands off the back. So if this is too much for your shoulders or anything like that, just keep the hands against the sacrum and enjoy where you are. If you can bring a little more height to the hands, go for it. The upper body is folded right in over the legs. You should feel a contact between the upper body and thighs. How's the neck? Let your neck go. Let the hands come on down now a little bit ahead of you. Breathe in, lift halfway. Heel toe your feet a bit wider. Let's come towards a squat. Hands together, elbows inside the knees, send the knees wide. Breathe. We'll take about 2 more breaths here. Feel the inner thighs, the inner hips, releasing what they're holding here. It's all coming from there. It's not the back. It's not, it feels like, but it's not the ankles. One more breath. It's not the neck. Can you bring your chin down a bit? Now walk it on out onto hands and knees. And then I'm going to come from there to sit on the ground and just bring the left leg in. So that's just there on the ground doing nothing. Pick up your right foot and give it a little swing in and out across the body and out to the side. And then it really depends on your hip, but can you pull the foot in a bit more? Draw it into the chest and maybe hook it into the left elbow, cradling your leg like a baby. Rock the baby. Just do what's right for your hip this morning. Flex the foot. Good. Now, take a hold of that same foot with your left hand. Bring your hand over the top of the foot and around the little toe side. You got that? And then just push your foot straight forwards. Now, we might be able to straighten the leg, we might not. Put the right fingertips on the ground behind. Push your foot straight ahead of you. Lift your heart. And then spin a little bit to the right. Look over the right shoulder. So maybe the knee is bent. That's better than the heart collapsing. Lift up. Good. One more breath. Let it go. Bring it all back in. Put that foot down. Lift the other one. And give the other one a little rock. So in and out. And really when the foot is coming into the chest, that's when we get that opening in the hip. So draw it across, draw it out, and then ease it in. See, could you hook it into your arm, cradle the leg? But again, we want to avoid rounding. Can you lift up a little more? Great. Another breath. And then let this go. Right hand comes over the top of the foot to the little toe side. Left fingertips on the floor behind you. Push that left foot forwards as you lift your heart. Keep going with the leg as far as your, I guess, hamstrings will let you really, isn't it? Lift your heart. Good. And look around. See if you can perch yourself right up on your sit bones, lift through the heart. And the foot is just straight out. Unwind, come on back in. Good. Gomukasana, take the feet in front of you. And let's see, put the left leg in under the right. Feed it around to the outside of your right hip. Then draw that right leg around to the other side. Sit up on a block or two if it feels like it's all falling over to one side or it's really uncomfortable. Go higher with the hips. It really will help. So snuggle in if you can get your knees together, great. Lift the left arm up and back, hand to your elbow here. Just draw it back. Let go of the elbow, let that other hand, your right hand, come out and down, thumb down, spin it around onto your back. Now, if your hands meet, great. And if they don't, just leave them where they are. Or if you happen to have a belt, drop it down from the top hand. Open up through the chest to the crown of the head. Good. So again here, just be careful not to lift too much in your chin. Bring the chin down slightly. There you go. Good. One more breath. Now release the hands, put one down on the ground, lean over to that side, let the other arm just come up and over, little side bend. Good, then back over the other way. Where is that bringing sensation? Breathe there. Back to the middle. Good, now sit back, uncross the legs, 2 feet on the floor. Now, right leg in under the left. Get that one in first, then pull the other one around. There's a bit of rejigging with the calves and the knees and all that. And maybe you need a different support. It can feel really different on the 2 sides. Same with the arms, as we'll discover. Right arm up. Isn't that right? Yeah, right arm. Hold the elbow with the left. And you could always just stay with this variation. Or let's take the left arm out, thumb down, spin it around, up onto the back. I'm always amazed at how different the 2 sides are there. Close your eyes and deepen your breath. And let the arms go. One hand to the earth. And let the other one come up and over, a little side bend. Stay with it. And then the other way. Go to the breath, let the eyes close if you like. Back to the middle as you feel ready. And sit back, stretch the legs out in front. You might want to come off any blocks you're sitting on. You will actually. You'll need to. We're going to stretch your legs up the mat here. Let's take a little seated forward bend. Bend the knees as much as you like here. Breathe into the whole back. As you breathe out, let the head bow and feel the lower belly drawing up and into the body. Take one more breath. Let's breathe in. Come up. Arms out ahead. Roll on back. Now go slow. Bone by bone. And arms overhead. Big stretch. Big breath to the fingers and toes. And stay with that for a moment. Breathe out. Another big breath. Get really long, like you're being pulled by the fingers and toes. And then gather it all in, knees into the body. Little hug. Stay here. Long breath out. Easing the knees in. Now arms out wide. T-shape with the body. Bring the knees forwards. Lift the feet a little bit level with your knees. And drop the legs over to the left. You can put the left hand there on the legs if you like. Roll the chest open to the sky. Breathe out. Roll the head to the right. One more breath here. Back to the center. Arms out wide. Use the tummy muscles to lift the legs up to where they began. And then over they go the other way. Good. Close the eyes. Relax the face. Notice if you're holding your lips tight. Let the breath go through the mouth. Loosen the jaw. One more breath. Come back to the middle when you're ready. So if you ever need a little more time on either side with a twist like that, take it. Then bring the knees on in, knees apart, reach through, hold the feet or ankles, little pull inwards, lift the feet up if you like, happy baby, your last little bit. I find this little bit of movement is so helpful for easing the back before we lie down. So take whatever your body needs here. And then if you're pressed for time, just release it all out. Lie down flat on the earth, simple, pure Savasana for 10 conscious breaths. If you have 5 more minutes, we're going to roll over to the side, gather all our cushions, props, blankets, get cozy, and make your little nest. So bring the prop in under your knees, perhaps under the ankles too, a little rolled up blanket. Certainly a cushion under the head. And maybe a cushion under each hand as well. A couple of blankets. It's hailstones today. couple of blankets. This one is called release. I lay myself down on the welcoming ground, the earth's spine becoming mine. Peace seeps into heavy limbs and slows my heartbeat to the pace of nature. I take refuge in the quiet and let my burdens go, one by one, until the earth and I both float in the same vast and holy silence. Feel the sense of letting go physically, body dropping deeper. You let go of the doing in the head. Your mind will wander. Gently guide it back to the feeling. If you have a positive affirmation of your own, repeat the words to yourself now 3 times. Or you might like to repeat to yourself today, I am here, now, breathing into this moment. Now notice the world around you, the sounds. Notice your body on the floor. Take a deeper breath in. Feeling the body waking up, perhaps a little wiggle of the fingers and toes. As you breathe out, empty the waist into the earth. Hold the pelvis stable, roll the kneecaps upwards to the sky, and then bend one leg. Hold the pelvis steady, bend the other leg. And then roll over to your side. And stay for a sec, even a breath. Let your head be supported. Be here now. And roll over, come up to sitting. Find your seat. Settle. Let the palms face up. Close your eyes. Take a breath in. Breathe out, bring the palms together at the heart, bow the head a little bit. And let three things, however simple, come to mind that you feel grateful for right now. Breathe in, take the arms wide, stretch up overhead. Gather the hands together, draw down to the third eye, the heart center, and the earth. Namaste.